Okay, so now we're jumping into a couple example questions I want to do with you guys, and then you will work on the rest of the problems after these 4 with a partner or by yourself if you choose. But I want to model what I want you to do in case you come across an irregular prism and you need to find the volume, the amount of cubic inches or cubes that fill up the space. So sometimes you're going to get a shape that looks like this, and you can actually just maybe count it out. You've seen shapes like this already. So if I looked at this bottom row or this bottom shape that I were to chunk out, kind of almost looks like this one. If I pulled the bottom piece off, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another row. 4 plus 4 is 8. That means this bottom part has 8 cubes. And I'm going to use a different color. And now I'm just going to focus on this long rod that looks like it's just sitting on top of this kind of flat piece. And I count 1, 2, 3, 4 more cubes. And then I would just add them up. 4 plus 8 equals a total of 12 inch cubes. You could also say 12 cubic inches. And if they oh, sorry, you're totally just writing and you're not seeing this. My bad, guys. And if they ask how many units, it's 12. So there you are. To make sure you have all this in, I took apart the different chunks. I have one flat piece that was 8 cubes on the bottom and 4 cubes on top. And then I'm going to jump over to this shape. Oh, I can't tell how many cubes are in that, but that's okay. I'm going to still break them apart as if this is now one piece in blue. And now this is another piece behind it in orange. Like 2 building blocks that I put together to make like a T shape. So now I have to figure out the volume of one of these pieces first. So I'm going to go ahead and use my measurements for this one. So here is the width. I'm talking just the blue shape. That's the width. 2 centimeters is the height. Oh, darn it. That's an H. Sorry. And then the length is the 5 centimeters. So for this blue shape, it would be 2 times 2 times 5 would equal the volume. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 5 is 20. Now that's just for the blue shape. There's 20 cubic centimeters. See how all of them say centimeters? So I would put 20 cubic centimeters. And now I got to figure out for the orange shape. So I'm going to pretend that I don't see the blue shape so I can get the correct measurements for this one. So actually I'm going to zoom back in. So over here, this is 2 centimeters is the width. 8 centimeters is the length. And I don't have another one telling me the height, but wait, actually, since it's all the same height, this 2 centimeters from over here applies to this shape. So that is my height again. So now I'm going to zoom out and solve. I have 8 times 2 times 2 equals volume. 8 times 2 is 16. And 16 times 2 is 32 down here. But now, 32 centimeters cubed. But now I have to put these pieces all together. So 20 plus 32 is 52. But remember, they're all in centimeters. That is my unit. So 52 centimeters cubed. So now you've seen 2 different examples. One where you can literally separate the chunks and count the number of blocks, and another where you kind of need to do a little more abstract modeling in separating those shapes. I recommend using colors. That will help you. And solving with the formula length times width times height. Let's try one more together. So I have this new shape. This bottom row has like 3 across. And another row. So if I had to count the number of blocks on this bottom chunk, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can't see, but there's 5, 6 pieces making up that bottom row. And then 2 more little squares on top. And then, since I don't have dimensions, they didn't tell me the length, the width, and the height. I'm just counting the cubes. I would just add up those two values. 2 plus 6 is 8. It's just cubes, so I would just say units cubed. If it said, oh, it does. I'm sorry, it says cubic feet. Let me change that. 8 feet cubed. If it tells you the unit, like feet or centimeters or inches, you want to use this over the word units. Units is like vanilla. It'll work, it'll do the job, but I'm looking for the actual flavor of this shape. What is the actual measurement?